Hari Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Shri Mahadevaya Namaha. Om Shri Mahadurgaye Namaha. Om Shri Rama Ramaya Namaha. Om Shri Satgurave Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamaya Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutravashakritav Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Shankaram Paramanandam Brahmanishtam Yatishwaram Bhasha Bhrantiharam Vande Shuddha-jnanaikabodhakam Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Namah Parvati Pataye. Har Har Mahadev. Hari Om. We'll begin with the Shanti Mantra. Om Vangme Manase Pratishtita Mano Me Vache Pratishtitam Aviravir Maeti Vedasya Maani Stha Shrutam Me Ma Prahase Anenaditena Huratran Sandadhami Ritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. This Aitareya Upanishad from Rig Veda. It has 3 chapters. The first chapter has three sections. In the second and third chapters have only one section each. So we have seen the first section of the first chapter. So it begins with this statement that Atma alone was there before this world came into manifestation. So that Shuddha Atma or Brahma or the Sat alone was there. And hence everything is an expression of that Atma alone. The details are given, but the essence is that everything is Atma and Atma alone. And that we have to recognize, we have to realize. So, from that Atma, through its sankalpa, the worlds were created. Ambha, Marichi, Mara, and Apa. And thereafter, the various Lokpalas were created. So from that Pancha Mahabhut itself, the Virat Purush was created, and from the limbs of this Virat Purush, the various Lokapalas were born. So these Lokapalas are the various devatas. So Agni Devta, Vayu Devta, Aditya Devta, Dig Devta, that is the Devta of the directions, then Aushadhi and Vanaspati, and Chandrama, Mrityu, and Apa Devata. All these Devatas were created. Thus concludes this first section of the first chapter. Then the Upanishad continues in the second section. So let us chant the first mantra of the second section. Ta eta devataha shrishta asmin mahatyarnave prapatan tam ashanaya pipasabhyam anvavarjata ta enam abruvan ayatanam na prajanihi yasmin pratishtita annam adameti. Again. Ta eta devataha srishta asmin mahatyarnave prapatan tam ashanaya pipasabhyam anvavarjata ta enam abruvan ayatanam nah prajanihi yasmin pratishtita annam adameti. So those devatas who were created, what happened? Ta eta devataha, those devatas, Agni, etc., Shrishta, who were created, Asmin Mahati Arnave Prapatan, they all fell down into this vast ocean of samsara. They all fell down into this vast ocean of samsara. Mahati Arnave Prapatan. Tam Ashnaya Pipasabhyam Anvavarjata. They were endowed with hunger and thirst They were endowed with hunger and thirst. Ta enam abruvan. They requested this Ishvara, all these devatas requested Ishvara, ki ayatanam na prajanihi, please give us some some support, some ayatanam, some place or some body from where we can remaining there we can experience the various pleasures, the various food. Yasmin pratishtita annam adamiti. Remaining there, we will eat the food. This is the literal meaning of this mantra. So let us see what Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji writes in his Bhashya. Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji says, Ita ita agnyadayah devataha, all these devatas, Agni, etc. So Agni, Vayu, Aditya, all these devatas, many devatas are there. So briefly, few devatas are mentioned here, but many devatas are there. And all these devatas are also jivas only. They have become devatas because of their karma, because of their punya karma. They have become devatas. Once upon a time, they were also human beings, and they must have done some karma, some acquired lot of punya, and they desired to become the devatas. So they have become the devatas. But they are also jivas and not enlightened. And they are also part of this samsara. So after getting their, after taking birth means they get their bodies. The devatas, when they get their bodies, they are born. Just like we also get our bodies, then we are considered as born. Though the jiva, the pratyagatma, is neither born nor does it die. But with the birth of the body, the birth of the jiva is assumed to be there. So with the birth of the bodies of these devatas, the devatas were born, and all of them, they fell into this ocean of samsara. Shankaracharya ji writes, Lokapalattvena sankalpya shrishta, all these devatas who were created as the lokapalas, the protectors of the lokas. Sankalpya shrishta Ishvarena, Ishvara had created all these devatas. When they were born, asmin samsara arnave, samsara samudre, they just fell into the samsara ocean. This samsara is considered like an ocean. Just as we see the ocean, it is so vast. If you are in the middle of the ocean, you will not know where is the end of this ocean. Where are the shores of this ocean? And how deep the ocean is also we cannot figure out. It's very, very deep. Even the mighty Himalayas can be put into the ocean and it will get drowned as though. Very deep, this ocean. And they are filled with so many creatures inside and waves, and the ocean is always very restless. Always the ocean is so restless and so much of sound and so much of activities are happening in that ocean, and different types of creatures are staying there in the ocean. And if somebody happens to get caught or fall into the ocean, it will be very difficult for that person to come out. So all these devatas, they fell into this ocean. Means they are also part of this samsara. Though they are higher beings, they are also caught up in this samsara. Just as we all human beings are into this samsara, then animal, birds, plants are also the jivas in this samsara. These devatas are also part of this samsara. So samsara samudre mahati, in this great ocean, they all fell. So here in his Bhashya, Shankaracharya ji has described this samsara very beautifully. He has taken up the metaphor of this ocean and he has elaborately described the samsara. It's very interesting to know exactly what is this samsara in which we are caught up. So he says, Shankaracharya writes, कि अविद्या काम कर्म प्रभव दुख उदके. The samsara, this ocean is filled with water, just like our oceans are filled with water, salty water. So what are the waters in this samsara, ocean of samsara? Bhagavan writes कि avidya काम कर्म प्रभव दुख. That waters are of dukkha only, of sorrow. Sorrow born from all the karmas which different jivas they perform, and these karmas are propelled by kamana, their desires, and these desires are prompted by avidya. So when I don't know myself as that supreme Brahma, who is Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Anandam, when I don't know now. Now when I look at myself, I think I am a human being. I have these desires, I have this personality, I have this body, I have these senses, my mind. So all this, what I think about myself, is a wrong notion about myself. It is not true. What I believe to be myself is not true. It is false knowledge. Really, I am that Supreme Brahma. So, I was born with this ignorance. Not that after taking birth somebody confused me, but I am born with this ignorance. I don't know that I am Brahma. Therefore, I have false notion about myself. So, not knowing I am Brahma is called avidya. And having false notion about myself is called adhyas. So, this avidya and adhyas brings all this type of desires in my mind to become happy, to gain something in this world, to achieve something, to change something, to gain the pleasures. So all these desires they arise And then I perform various types of karma to fulfill those desires. And these karmas, they give rise to nothing but sorrow only. Because the result of karma is not Brahma. The result of karma is not that supreme happiness. So little pleasures, but most of the time sorrows. So these sorrows which are born from as a result of karma are like the waters of this ocean of samsara. So the entire ocean of samsara is filled with this water only. The results of karma of all the infinite jivas. Then it is also, there are some dangerous beings living in this ocean. Tivra roga, Tivra roga jara mrityu mahagrahe. There are these wild sharks in this ocean of samsara. Who are they? They are like Tivra roga, like different types of disease. A person who gets caught up by some disease, then the life becomes more miserable. Already the ocean of samsara is filled with sorrow, and if there is some disease, then more problem. Then we have to keep running from pillar to post, from one doctor to another doctor, from one specialist to another specialist, from one hospital to another hospital, from one what you call test to other test. After taking a complete round of all the tests, finally the doctor says, congratulations, you don't have any problem, all the tests are clear, you only have little bit of cold, so take this pill and you will be fine. But sometimes there may be some negative test also. So all this roga, tivra roga, then jara, old age. Old age is also full of sorrow. We can't do anything. As a young, dynamic person, we were able to do so many things with our body. We were so and full of enthusiasm, ready to conquer the whole world. But once we become old, angam galitam palitam mundam dashana vihinam jatam tundam vruddho yapi grihitva dandam tadapina munchati asha pindam. The limbs become weak, the teeth fall down, the hairs turn grey. But still, and I have to hold on to some stick to balance myself. But still, the desires which are there in the antakarana doesn't go away. Tadapina munchati asha pindam, expectation, desires, hopes. They continue to torment that elderly old person. And then finally death, mrityu. Mrityu comes and grips. So that is the end of one lifetime. But that is not the end of samsara. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. After getting that, after dying, again we are born in some other location, in some other country, in some other, with some other relatives, friends, parents, sometimes in some other religion also. If we have not really followed our own religion sincerely, we might be born in some other religions. Our Sanatan Dharma actually. It is not a religion, it's a dharma. Sanatana Dharma. So we have to sincerely follow our Sanatana Dharma, then we will be at least born in the same Dharma and continue from where we left. So, Shankaracharya says that all this roga, jara, mrityu, they are like mahagraha. They are like terrible sharks. If you have noticed, some of these sharks are so dangerous. They can, if somebody goes to take a bath in the ocean, they can smell that person from a distance. And they can just come very stealthily and attack that person. Sharks, very powerful. And if they catch hold of some person, they just don't leave him or her. So this jara, roga, mrityu are like these sharks. And adav, anadav, anadi, anadavanante. Anadavanante means anadi, and ananta, this samsar is anadi, means beginningless. And ananta, it is endless. Actually, the time which our Shastras talk about is not linear, it is cyclical, it is cycle. It is not a linear time. Generally, in science, they talk about linear time because they don't know about this cyclical time. The world which we see, once upon a time it was unmanifest, now it has become manifest, again it will become unmanifest. So it will go on like this. Utpatti sthiti laya goes on and on and on. So jivas are born, they stay, they die. They are born again, they stay for some time, they die. They are born again, stay for some time. So it's cycle. And the cycle is going on from beginningless time and it will go on till eternity. Samsara will go on till eternity and it is beginningless. So anadi, anadavananta, apare, and it is endless. Apar means vast. We don't see where is its show. It is apar. Just as if we fall into the ocean, even if we know how to swim and all, in which direction will you swim? And how long will you swim? And where is the end of this ocean? In the good old days, I say good old days, in the olden days, there were some explorers, sea explorers. They used to take a ship and explore the ship, go in different directions to discover new land, like the Columbus and so many others, Vasco da Gama, Sir Francis Drake, and all those people. They used to just take a ship and try to find out where is the land. So I think Columbus and all wanted to know where this land is, India is. So he landed in America and considered that itself as India. So the ocean is so vast. If one falls into the ocean, we will not find any land anywhere. Even if we swim in any direction, we can go on and on without finding the end of it. So it is apare, niralambe, without any support. One will remain there in this samsara, hanging as though supportless, and Vishayendriya Janita Sukha Lavakshana Vishrame. But there are certain times when we feel a bit satisfied, we feel little relaxed, we get some solace. Even in this samsara filled with sorrow, there are moments of happiness, of pleasure, of contentment, of solace, of peace. What are they? Shankaracharya says, कि विषय इंद्रिय जनित सुख लव क्षण विश्राम. When our senses come in contact with the objects, conducive object, when the eyes come in contact with something which I love to watch, when the ears come in contact with something which I love to hear. So when I come in contact with such objects by what you call as a result of my past punya karma, then one may gain some little joy, little pleasure out of it. Little pleasure मिल जाता है. So विषय इंद्रिय जनित सुख लव क्षण विश्राम. सुख love means थोड़ा सा सुख, a drop of happiness one gets, and that itself becomes like a vishram, some rest we get. But then again, that happiness doesn't last for long, and again we continue to be miserable. So Vishay Indriya Janita Sukha Lava Kshana Vishrame Pancha Indriya Tran Maruta Vikshobha Uttitanartha Shata Mahor Maum. Then there are Maha Urmaum. There are many these waves are there in the ocean. In the ocean of this samsara also there are waves. And these waves are born from the wind. In the ocean also, when the wind and all blows, the waves you can see rising. So here also, in this ocean of samsara, the wind is creating the waves, disturbing the ocean of samsara, creating waves. And what are they? Pancha Indriya Artha Trana Maruta. The trishna, the thirst which is there in these five senses. Eyes want to see something, ears want to hear something, tongue want to taste something, and that creates the trishna, desires, sensual desires. They create a disturbance. They are like waves. Unfulfilled desires are there in our heart to gain some sensual pleasures of Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. They are like wind which create the waves. So Pancha Indriya Artha, these five Indriyas, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. Pancha Indriya Artha Trana Maruta Vikshobha Uttitanartha Shata Mahor Maum. So they create these waves which cause so much of calamity, anartha. So waves are there. Then Maharavravadi Aneka Nirayagata Hahityadi Kudita Akrosha Nodbhuta Maharave. Then there is big noise, Maharava. There is a lot of noise in the ocean of samsara. Even in the ocean, if you go, it is also very noisy within. So in this ocean of samsara also there is a big noise. And from where this noise is coming? From the various lokas. Like the various narakas are there. Like Raurav, etc. There are many narakas are there, and there the jivas they undergo a lot of torture in those narakas because of our result of our papa karma. One gets into these lokas, Raurav, Kumbipak, Sukarmuka. These are different names of these narakas, which can cause so much of pain and sorrow that a person, those jivas, they cry their ha ha, they make that painful sound ha ha, ityadi, kujita akrosha, crying and shouting with pain, and all this noise is there in this ocean of samsara. See, for our ancestors, for the devatas, for all the rishi munis, also for great people of the past, all of them are there somewhere. We should pray for their good health and good freedom from their suffering also by doing tarpana. So today actually is that Amavasya of this Mahalaya. So one should do tarpana to pray for the satisfaction, peace of our ancestors, of the devatas, of the rishi munis, of all the great people of the past. So all this noise are there in this lokas, which are there, which come in this ocean of samsara. But what is the solution? How can we come out of this samsara? Bhagavan says, you should have this boat. If you have this ship, and if you can board yourself in the ship, then there is chance of you to come out of this samsara. And what is the ship? He says, कि सत्यार्जव दान दया अहिंसा शम दम धृत्यादि आत्मगुण पाथेय पूर्ण ज्ञान उडुपे सत्संग सर्व त्याग मार्गे मोक्ष तीरे. One can reach the moksha tira, the shore of moksha, liberation, if we board the ship of jnana, jnana udupe, of knowledge, of self-knowledge. Other than self-knowledge, there is no way to come out of this samsara. And this opportunity we get only as a human being. If we don't use this opportunity, then we don't know when again we will get this opportunity. It is like we have fallen into the ocean and we just happen to see the ship which can take us to the shore, to moksha. But while fallen into the ocean, we get some little joy, little pleasure of senses, and we get so much engrossed in it that we say, "Chalo, jaane do. Let the ship go. Let me enjoy here and now the pleasures of this samsara." And the ship goes up. We miss the opportunity. So we should not miss the opportunity to get into the ship of knowledge, jnana udupe. And even when we are sitting in the ship, we should have patheya. Patheya means we should have the material required, food, water, etc., which will help us as we continue with our journey in the ship. So that pathaya is very important. See, even when we go on a Tirtha Yatra where we have to walk a long distance and all, we have to carry some food, water, etc. with us. Whenever we are hungry, we are thirsty, we have the provision with us. Similarly, the ship immediately will not take us there. Slowly and steadily it will take us depending on our sadhana, our shravan manan nididhyasa. So till then we should have the pathaya. So what are they? Shankaracharya writes very beautifully. He says satya, truthfulness. We should be truthful. Should be truthful in our approach to life. Truthfulness, satya, arjava. Arjava means straightforwardness. No crookedness in our heart. Straightforward. Simplicity. Purity of our antakarana. Arjava. Then dana. Whenever we get opportunity, we should do dana. Just give, give, give. That is the best. Dana. If we get the opportunity, because dana also requires opportunity. If we happen to meet someone who is in need, immediately give. Or we should go out, look out for someone and give. Give to other human beings, animals, to birds, to plants, to nature, to the devatas. Be a big giver. Dan. Then daya, compassion. Ahimsa, non-violence. Don't be violent. Don't hurt, harm anyone. Shama, quietude of our mind. Dhamma, control over our senses. Dhriti, perseverance, fortitude, forbearance, able to bear the little ups and downs of life. Dhrityadi, Atma Guna, all these are the qualities of one's own self. We should have these values in us. Atma Guna Patheya, these are the patheya, these are the provisions which will help us in our journey. Patheya Purna, endowed with this patheya, Jnana Udupe, if we sit in this ship of knowledge, self-knowledge, but the ship should also go in the right direction. We should get the right ship. There might be some other ship also in the ocean, which are handled by some pirates and all. If we get into that ship, we are in trouble. We should get into the not of other ship. If we see the ship moving in a proper path, we know it is the right ship. And what is the proper path? Satsang Sarvatyaga Marge. The path of satsang. So if you do satsang, you understand that you are already sitting in a ship, which is certain that you must have fallen out of the ship. You must have fallen overboard. Sometimes, even after getting a ship in rough weather and all, one may fall back into the ocean. So we should be careful. So how do we know we are still in the ship and continue to move in the right direction? Satsang, if it is happening, we should continuously do satsang. Satsangatve nissangatva, nissangatve nirmohatva, nirmohatve nischalatatva, nischalatatve jivana mukti. Bhaja govindam, govindam, bhaja mudamate. So through satsang we can gain jivan mukti. So satsang is the one path and it is also the path of Tyaga, Sarva Tyaga Marge. How do we know our satsang is happening properly? A Tyaga Bhavana, detachment should come into our life. We should become more and more detached. We should become less and less interested in the worldly achievements, pleasures, and other things of this world. Detachment. Satsangatva, nissangatvam. Nissangata, if it comes, then you are doing satsang. But if satsang is giving rise to jealousy, pride, greed, anger, then your satsang is not happening properly. Something is wrong. You must be sitting in some wrong ship. Just check who is the captain. If he is having a patch on his one eye, then you must be sitting in the pirate ship. Pirate. Pirate ship. So satsanga sarvatyaga marge moksha tire, and this will take us to moksha. To moksha tira. Etasmin mahati arnave prapatan patitavatyah. So in this ocean of samsara, all these devatas, the lokpalas, devatas who were born, they just fell into this ocean. They are also part of this samsara only. Here Shankaracharya writes कि तस्मात् अग्न्यादि देवताप्यय लक्षणापि या गति ही व्याख्याता ज्ञान कर्म समुच्चय अनुष्ठान फलभूता सापि नालम संसार दुख उपशमाय. He said that what is said in the previous chapters means before this beginning of this Aitareya Upanishad, the previous chapters were there talking about karma and upasana, and some of them, this karma and jnana samuchaya, karma and knowledge together, some path was shown by which we can attain the devata loka also, or become devatas. That portion is there in the beginning portion of the Vedas, in the Karma Kanda and all. There are some rituals and some knowledge is given. If we follow them, we can attain oneness with these devatas. Some rituals are there. If you do, you can become Agni Devata in your next life. Or you can become the Vayu Devata. Or you can become the, water Devata. If we do the upasana along with the proper knowledge and karma, then we can gain this oneness with the devatas. But Shankaracharya writes, even if you get oneness with the devata, what will you do? You will be in samsara. You are holding on to those devatas who are also part of this samsara. उससे कुछ फायदा नहीं होगा. He says, Tasmat Agnyadi Devata Apyaya Lakshanapi, to become one with this devatas like Agni, etc. Gatihi Vyakhyata Jnana Karma Samuchaya Anusthana, which is the gati which one can gain when we do Jnana Karma Samuchaya Anusthana. Falabhuta Sapi Na Alam. Those gatis are also not alam, they are not enough to take us out of this samsara dukkha upashamaya, to make us free of this samsara dukkha. देवताओं को भी पकड़ने से कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. In Bhagavad Gita also Bhagavan says, those who worship the bhutas, they attain the bhutaloka. Those who worship the devatas, they attain the devatas. Those who worship the ancestors, they reach the ancestors' lokas. But those who worship that Paramatma attain that Paramatma, attain moksha. Hmm? Attain moksha. All other worships and all other results are all limited. Even if we gain Brahmalok, we can come back into the samsara. Abrahma bhuvana loka punaravartinorjuna. All the lokas till Brahmalok are punaravarti. They are also within samsara. So if we don't gain moksha, again we are back into the samsara only. So this becoming one with the devatas is not a very wise thing to do. Ityayam vivikshito artho atra. That is what is indicated in this mantra. If you are planning to become devata, then just drop that plan and try to gain moksha only. Yatra evam tasmad evam viditva param brahma आत्मा आत्मनः सर्वभूतानां च यो वक्ष्यमाण विशेषणः प्रकृतश्च जगत् उत्पत्ति स्थिति संहार हेतुत्वेन स सर्व संसार दुःख उपशमनाय वेदितव्यः. And what knowledge we should gain to become free of this samsara? We should gain the knowledge of that Brahma who is not different from our own self, who is the self of all the beings. The Brahma, Shuddha, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, who is the self of all beings, that Param Brahma, Atmanah Sarva Bhutanam, who is the Atma of all the beings, who will be indicated, that Brahma, the Lakshanas of the Brahma will be indicated in the chapters further in this Upanishad. That Brahma, when we come to recognize that Brahma, Prakutascha Jagata Utpatti Sthiti Samhara Hetutvena, who is indicated as the Hetu of Utpatti Sthiti Laya, from whom the Utpatti Sthiti Laya of the Jagat happens. So Sarva Samsara Dukkha Upashamanaya, to become free of all the sorrows of this samsara, we have to know that Brahma is our self. Veditavyaha. Brahma should be known. Tasmat esha pantha etat karma etat Brahma etat satyam. That is what is said in the Upanishad also, that this is the path. This is the karma. This is the Brahma. This is satyam, who has to be realized, recognized. And the Upanishad, even Shvetashvatar Upanishad also says that there is no other path. Yadetat parabrahmatma jnanam. To gain that Brahma and Atma aikya jnanam, that I am that Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi. Other than this, na anyak pantha vidyate ayanaya. There is no other path. We cannot gain moksha through karma, through upasana, or by any other knowledge, or through other paths like yoga and all those things. Sankhya, yoga, Vaisheshik, Nyaya, and all doesn't take us to this path. Or so many religions which are there don't take us to this path. Except the knowledge that Aham Brahmasmi, no other knowledge can make us free from this samsara. No other karma, no other upasana can make us free from this samsara. Nanyah pantha vidyate ayanaya iti mantra varna. So tam sthana karana devata utpatti bija bhutam purusham pratama उत्पादितं पिंडम आत्मानं अशनाय पिपासाभ्याम अन्ववार्जत Anugamitavan Sanyojitavan Ityartha. So, Bhagwan, after creating this person, this Virat Purush is also a jiva who was also endowed with hunger and thirst. Who was endowed with hunger and thirst. So Pratama Utpaditam, the firstborn, this first embodied jiva. Hiranyagarbha is not embodied, he doesn't have a body, but Vaishvanara has a body. So first embodied jiva, Vaishvanara, he is also endowed with ashnaya pipasa, with hunger and thirst. तस्य कारणभूतस्य अशनायादि दोषवत्वात् कार्यभूतानाम् अपि देवतानाम् अशनायादि मत्वम्. So since this Virat Purush also has got hunger and thirst, so those who are born from this Virat Purush, all these devatas, they also were endowed with hunger and thirst. They were also endowed with hunger and thirst. So when they had this hunger and thirst in them, they wanted some place from where they can eat and they can drink. So taha tato ashanaya pipasabhyam pidyamana. So being tortured by this hunger and thirst, these devatas, they enam pitamaham, they requested this pitamaham, this great grandfather Ishvara, Shrashtaram, who is the creator of this world, they requested him, Abruvan Uktavatyah, they spoke to him, they requested, Ki ayatanam adhishtanam no smabhyam prajanihi vidatsva. Please give us some place, some ayatanam. They were totally bodiless, like, so they said, please give us some support, some place from where we can fulfill our hunger and thirst. We can satiate our hunger and quench our thirst. So Yasmin ayatane pradishtaha, remaining in this ayatana, samarthaha satya annam Adam Bhakshayama iti. So remaining in this ayatana, in this body, we can satiate our hunger and quench our thirst. So when they requested in this way, then what happened, that we will see in the next mantra. We will see this in our class on Monday. So till then, you take care. Be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy, do your work, do your sadhana, and listen to this pravachan again. It's very interesting. But you should listen, and you should also have Bhagwan Shankaracharya's bhashya with you. Without Shankaracharya's bhashya, just sitting and listening will not help. We should study. Just like when we go to school or college, we just don't go there without a book, without a textbook, without a notebook, without pen, pencil. We just don't sit there, relax and listen to the teacher or professor. We take down notes. We do our thinking, contemplation, homework and all. Similarly, here also, we should study the text in that way. Okay? So see you on Monday. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, 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 Jaya Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, Bole Siya Ramchandra Bhagwan ki Jai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.